Good morning, teachers. I enjoyed reading your problems of practice submissions, and everyone who submitted one on time should have received feedback. In this video, I want to provide feedback to you and some clarification based on my reviews of your initial submissions. So first, regarding the technology anchor, the syllabus states, with the exception of the problem of practice, the final paper and the presentation, as well as the submission of the individual components of the project, are not required. However, if a component is not submitted on the due date, it will not be evaluated until the first draft is submitted. You must submit a problem of practice so that I can work with you to ensure that it is appropriate. We don't want to proceed on our technology anchor if our problem of practice is one that's not appropriate for professional development. And with the exception of maybe one or two out of both sections of this course, that was not the case. You will and should have received a daily grade of 5 points, again, if you submitted this assignment on time. Also, each of you received feedback about your problems of practice, along with instructions to contact me if you have any questions. And I know a couple of you have emailed me, and I will be responding to those today. Again, overall, the submissions were excellent. Not surprisingly, though, there was some overlap. For example, artificial intelligence is a shared concern. Another theme was the amount of time elementary school students should be on their technology. And based on this fact, I'm going to provide you with a Google document for you to record your problem of practice. And this will allow you to collaborate and receive feedback from your colleagues. For example, during our team's meeting this past Tuesday, one student who was in attendance indicated that her school was having difficulty with students misusing their computers. And her school was looking at programs to assist teachers in monitoring student use. Two of her colleagues who were also in the team's meeting provided her with information about programs that they had used or were using for this purpose. You know, as we all know, collaboration is an integral part of education. And with that said, I do expect unique papers from each of you. Okay, so I'll provide a document so that you can provide feedback and collaborate. But in the end, each of you should write unique technology anchors, professional developments, and all of the other components. If there's any confusion about the parameters of your collaboration, please err on the side of caution and contact me to discuss your work. Now, the primary area of growth that I saw in the problems of practice submissions were in the area of the impact of the problem. Please continue to reflect on this area. It's my belief, and I stated this on papers where this was a concern, that your review of literature on your topic will assist you in this area. Next, I would encourage you to approach each section of your submission as a rough draft of that section for your final anchor paper. The problem of practice is the introduction to your paper, to your research, as is, and each section follows the traditional research format that we learned about in EDUG 601. Obviously, additional revisions and editing are going to be necessary based on my feedback, as well as your progress through the course and your research. However, this approaching each section as a rough draft for your final paper, will facilitate your successful completion of the anchor at the end of the semester. Finally, I do want to provide a couple of reminders. First of all, you will not conduct this PD, and you will not collect the data for your professional development. Also, Over the course of the semester, I'm going to give you an opportunity to submit and receive feedback on each of the components of the technology anchor, which I'm going to discuss in a separate video. If you look at the calendar, as I know each of you have, you will be reminded of when each of those components can be submitted. Again, only the problem of practice, the final submission, and the presentation are required and will receive grades. Also, per the syllabus, all assignments must be word processed using 12-point Times New Roman font or Arial. They should be double spaced and adhere to standard grammar, spelling, and punctuation. In other words, there'll always be comments or graded based on the writing. Please put your name at the top of each paper. The way that Moodle is not a great tool to grade papers in, and so I download all of your papers into a Word document and grade them and then return them to you via email, because again, Moodle is not a wonderful tool to accomplish this. Also, your name should be, I'm sorry, I've lost my place here. Also, when appropriate, you're going to submit a cover page that is APA formatted. When using Google Tools, Google Docs, etc., be sure to change the settings so that anyone can edit your document. And on that note, in the past, I have had students submit their papers, all of their papers, on a Google document to me via Google document. So I would set up a table, you put your name, and it'll link to your Google document, and I would just grade it that way. Feedback, end of course feedback from students indicated that at least some of them did not like that. So that's why I stopped doing that. A couple of other reminders: do not submit assignments via PDF. Again, just the way that I grade them, that is not a great format. I think only one person submitted a PDF this time, and what I wasn't able to do is, on the Word documents, I copied and pasted the table from the assignment into your documents, along with the description of the problem of practice, and commented on that. And the PDF is not an easy format to do that in. If for some reason PDF is the only option that you have, please contact me and let me know this. Also, your documents, when you submit them, should be named as follows. And again, all of this is in the syllabus: your first initial and your last name. And again, what this does is, when I save them into a Word folder on my desktop, I know whose paper I'm grading, and then when I email them back to you, I know who I'm emailing it back to. So failure to follow these instructions could result in a loss of points. And if you have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to ask me. Again, great start to the problem of practice. No surprise after working with you all semester last in the fall. Excellent work. One last thing that I would comment on is, on each section of the technology anchor description, there is a page number that is assigned to that. Now, that page number, you may exceed it. If it says a page, maybe you have a page and a half. You should not have 3 pages. You should not have 5 pages. That is part of conducting research. Most journals have a page limit. And so this assignment has a page limit, and each section, to help you remain within that page limit, has a page limit which should be observed within reason. Again, if you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to ask me. And again, to end on a good note, look forward to reading the next section of your technology anchor, and I hope everybody has a great day.